Hi guys, Janice here from Tarot Reading London with your May message for the month. And I was quite looking forward to this message actually because I love May, one of my favourite months of the year. Just love the beginning of the summer, and I gotta be honest, bluebells do it for me every time. But I was a little bit taken aback by the fact that the message actually was a little bit stricter than I had anticipated it being. But nevertheless, my job is to deliver the message, so that's what I'm doing. So the overarching message to us this month started off with the card Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is all about persistence, resilience, grit, boundaries, and a kind of test of faith. It is a bit of a gritty card, to be honest with you. And so what it appears to be telling us is to stand our ground and to keep going. Boundaries is a big part of this card. Keep our boundaries in place, because one of the energies of this card is that it's not over yet. Now that's not fun, is it? And what we all want is to be walking, through the tunnel to the light, out into the sunshine. That's what we all want. But it would appear that at the moment it's a little bit too early to be just letting our guard down. Resilience and grit is a big part of this card. So it's asking us to reach down inside, take a big deep breath, and keep ourselves in place. Sort of enforce personal boundaries, enforce boundaries that are set on our behalf, however difficult and sort of slightly unwelcome that may be. And I asked what our instinct would be for this month, and that kind of backs up this message, because I got the big major card, the Devil. And the Devil in tarot is not about sin and wrongdoing and all that kind of stuff. The Devil is about avoidance of pain and pursuit of pleasure. And it's a card that seduces us into sort of short-term gratification, which may have long-term ramifications. And that's the point of the Devil. It is at its core quite selfish. It wants to do what it wants to do for nobody else's good but our own, or so it says. And actually often it's not much for our own good either. Now, the Devil in tarot is a difficult card because it's a card of big energy. There's a big pull to it. So it's saying here, it's really tempting for us to want to go out and make ourselves feel better, to just do what we want to do, throw caution to the wind and go, oh, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's just for me. And that's fine. And we get it. And I, as much as anybody, desperately want to make myself feel better and to go out and have fun and to do what I want to do. But there is no doubt that the reading is telling us that that may well be a problem, because what the Devil card tells us is that we are setting problems up for ourselves. If we go along with that energy, if we give into that energy, we're setting ourselves up for a bit of a fall. So I asked, okay, well, if we do give into that Devil energy, if we do decide to have a bit of, gratification, and we decide we're just going to do what we want to do, what will be the results? And there we are, slapped down on the table, the Tower. Now the Tower, another big major card, big important cards here, guys. The Tower is probably one of the toughest cards in tarot. And it's tough because it's unwelcome. It's the truth that we have been denying. So when the Tower comes up, it tells us that we've sort of been living in a bit of a fool's paradise, and actually, the chickens have now come home to roost. It's a very difficult card. So what we want more than anything is to avoid the Tower, right? That's what we want. And the Tower here, I guess, could refer to a second wave, a third wave. It could, just everything just hitting the deck again. And it would feel like a shock. It would feel like a real blow. And it would be very hard for us to deal with. And it looks from the reading like that can be avoided if we follow the instruction of the Nine of Wands to just keep ourselves in place for a little bit longer. So I asked, well, okay, that's all very well, and okay, we'll take that under advisement. What should we embrace? Where should we put our energy positively to, lead us out of this and to give us a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel? What should we embrace? And the answer was the World, which is a really lovely card. And the World in tarot is ultimate success. Now, there are different facets to the World card. The World refers in its most basic essence as being celebration of success. So it asks us initially to celebrate what has been successful and to do more of that. So, vaccine stuff has been apparently successful. What's been successful in our own lives that we can celebrate? So what's been successful about this process? Now, that may seem a bit of a tough question, but if we each look at our individual lives and we look at, what do we have to be grateful for? What has been successful for us throughout this process? Human beings are amazingly resilient and creative and flexible. And some incredible changes have taken place in people's worlds throughout this whole pandemic experience. Now, true, I know a lot of tragedy and I'm not sweeping that away, but nevertheless, there have been some remarkable transformations in people's lives where they have completely reevaluated their lives, reevaluated their plans for the future, and made decisions that they never would have made otherwise, and actually are feeling quite positive about that. So the pandemic has reshaped the world, and we should embrace that, and we should run with it and take it further. So yes, what has been successful, but also it asks us to look at this as the world, as a global experience. Now, this has come up before in readings to this point, looking at this as a global experience. We can't just do the devil and just take care of ourselves. We do have to take care of the global experience while keeping an eye on proper boundaries that keep us and those around us safe, and being prepared. Yeah, that's really important, being prepared. So the World asks us to look at this as a bigger picture, to look at what's been successful, to look outside our own boundaries and see what actions we need to take, because the world has been changed. And how we embrace that, how we embrace the world and those changes, is going to be absolutely pivotal moving forward. And the other aspect of the world is it promises success. It says that we can win this if we continue to do it properly and we don't drop the ball on the way. So it promises us that we can get what we want here. We can win. We just have to embrace this whole situation, stay positive, stay successful, and keep doing the right thing in order to get the result we want. So it's been an interesting reading, a reading of reminding us not to be complacent, I think, or we could be disappointed in the results, and it looks like we could end up taking a step back, but it's not necessary. I think we could avoid it. So there we go. That's my reading for May. Do enjoy the rest of the month safely, of course. And I will see you next month, and let's see how things look in June. Thank you. Bye-bye.